Hey guys, this is episode number 5 of Drinks and Reviews podcast. I'm your host, Illyrio, along with my good friends Nelson. What's up, man?
Yo, yo.
And Goodell. What's up, buddy?
Yo.
Had a great show today. We'll be talking about Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition Blu-ray that just came out. Also be talking about Ghostbusters, video game-wise. We'll be talking about classic NES console that was just announced releasing this fall, as well as the new app, Pokemon Go. All right, so the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs. Superman came out on Tuesday, like I mentioned. I tell you what, man, I just saw the movie today, as a matter of fact, a few hours ago, and if I remember correctly, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I want to say I probably gave it about an 8 or so, and after watching this version, I actually enjoyed it much better. The thing about extended cuts, man, in Zack Snyder, I think Watchmen also had an extended cut, as well as Sucker Punch, and I think those are even better, those versions, than the theatrical versions. But for this movie, what I liked about it, man, it's like it had a lot of scenes that, in my opinion, they should have left them in the movie from the get-go. I think that there was like plots that were kind of plugged in with this version. Some of the characters were more drawn out. I still enjoyed the theatrical version, but this one to me is actually even better. I still think that a lot of people are going to say that the movie still sucks or whatever. But overall, I think this version was actually much better. We can get into details and some of the scenes and stuff later on, but overall, man, I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, what did you guys think, man? Nelson?
You go ahead, Goodell.
What happened?
What did you
go
think?
Ahead.
Oh, I got you. No, I agree 100%. I really enjoyed the movie this time around. It just made sense. Like, everything that they took out of the movie, they kind of rushed the plot line to get to more of the action scenes, or to get more into this. It just made a lot more sense. Once you start watching this, and you started knowing who actually some of these people were, and at the end of the movie, I was like, wow, this should have, whoever edited the movie should be fired. Because
Dude, I
that was, I mean, even if it was 3 hours, leave it alone. 3 hours. I mean, it was, even though the scenes weren't like action packed, all those lighter tones that everybody kept talking about the movie lacked was in these extra scenes that just were like, they humanized a lot of these characters. They brought them together. There was some comic relief in some of these scenes that they took out. To where, like Perry was calling Superman a nerd, and he was just on his ass throughout the whole movie. That wasn't in the theatrical release, and those are the lighter tones that I think people would have been looking for. That wasn't so diehard serious, but I mean, my sister and I were watching it, and we're like, "This is the greatest thing." I can't believe they deleted so much.
What do you think, Nelson?
Yeah, the lighter tones were there. I feel like there were some crucial parts that should have been in the movie just because pacing-wise and just making sense of the story with Luthor. I feel like I understood why he was doing it more in the extended cut than in the theatrical movie or whatever. It was like, I missed something there. And then when I watched this, I was like, oh, now it makes sense. So I really enjoyed it, man. There were some weird parts, like I don't like where they stuck Lex with the mother box or mother boxes and what's his name? I forgot the villain for the next one. What is it?
Steppenwolf?
Steppenwolf, yeah. I feel like they stuck it in a weird spot. You know what I'm saying? Even though, I understand, everything was already coming down, and the cops are coming in and all that stuff, or the SWAT. But I don't know, it felt weird. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that scene looked like it was just dropped in there.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like it was put in the wrong spot or something.
Right. Yeah.
You know what though? And since we're all kind of like going into some of the scenes, what I liked about that scene though is like, remember when they showed Cyborg, the Cyborg creation scene? You see the pulsating box, and I kind of like how initially in the theatrical version it was just in that scene, and now it's at the end with Lex in that whole what was it, blood or whatever it was. I thought that was kind of cool, man. I liked it. I honestly I didn't even know what they were until I kind of read about it. But I thought that was really cool. What else? What else did you think was awesome as well, Nelson?
The other weird part, pacing wise too, or not pacing wise, but it's just like there's some parts that don't make sense. Cyborg has a mother box, right? When does that take place? That was a long time ago. He loses it or something, you know. And then you see Steppenwolf with 3 boxes, because there's only 3 boxes. So it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? There's like a couple weird things in there, but I enjoyed the movie, dude. I understand it's a movie. It's not going to be exactly like the comic, you know. But, you know, I think I enjoyed it better. I enjoyed the extended cut better than I did the theater.
You guys enjoyed it much better than the first time seeing it at the theaters? Because I did.
Oh,
I actually did, man.
Oh, most definitely.
Just what Blu-ray wise, you know.
Yeah.
And I've seen the first version a few times. I've seen it about 3 or 4 times already. And when I saw this one for the first time, I was like, wow! Like it felt like a completely different movie.
Mm-hmm.
And even like where some of the plot points, like with like the scene in Africa and everything, when they were doing, you know, like how they set up Superman. I always wonder like how do people even know the Superman was there? Like how are they going to testify in these conferences? Like, who is that lady? Like, when, you know, they just like, it was just throwing like random things in the movie.
Yeah.
Now you have this that connects the dots throughout the entire movie, even with Lex Luthor, even with Batman and Lex Luthor at the end. You know, I didn't know he couldn't stand trial because that finally made Lex Luthor, because like, they kind of made him like the billionaire that we always see like in a cartoon and stuff. But he originally started as a mad scientist. In the comics, he was originally a mad scientist, so now they actually have him more as that mad scientist character. And now, you know, they're bringing in Arkham, they're bringing in different aspects of Gotham. Like, you know, they're putting it all full circle. And they completely cut that off. Like, I was watching on my phone, I was watching the movie, the scenes just to see like what was missing, and just that whole line at the end where he confronted Lex Luthor was like 10 times better on the extended version than the theatrical, because it actually made sense what he was telling him. And then he knew, because he's like, oh, the bell's ringing or whatever. Now Batman knew to start bringing people in because he knows something's coming. The movie made more sense. Even with like 2 minutes here and 2 minutes there of different scenes.
Even watching it again with the Batman scenes, dude, that guy killed it, bro. Like, he did such a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, action-wise, the when he's trying to get the kryptonite scene, you know, dude, everything just badass. You know, really good job.
Back to and I agree, Nelson. I actually, I mean, I liked him when I saw it the first time at the theaters. I thought he played a pretty good Batman. And even after watching the extended version, I enjoyed the movie much more, like I mentioned earlier. But going back to what you were saying, Gadale, like one thing I liked about the extended edition was how now you get to see how Lex framed Superman. You know, like you said, in Africa, because what was kind of, I mean, and I had an idea that was going on, but it wasn't in the movie. But like the whole thing about them burning the bodies and piling them down.
Mm-hmm.
It made it seem like, you know, it was his vision, his heat vision or whatever that destroyed him or whatever. So that was really cool. And then with how Lex, you know, had basically got that woman to testify, and then eventually she had a change of heart, and then, you know, he ended up killing her or whatever.
Yeah, she was a loose end.
Exactly. But, you know, it's like like you said, though, like the editor, man, he should get fired, because the movie was 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? And I think this version should have been the version in theaters, man, because everything flows much more smoothly. It builds more characters. It builds additional story within the plots. Like Nelson said, the movie's still not perfect, but I enjoyed it even more now after watching this version. Another thing too that I actually enjoyed was how, you know the scene with Flash? I don't know about you guys, man, but when I saw it in theaters, I had a hard time understanding what he was saying.
Yeah, and the theater was hard to understand.
Yeah,
but I understood this time
because of the bass and all. But now you get to hear him saying, you know, hey, you know, find the other members of the Justice League, and then it was much better this time around.
But it's kind of like, you know, with all the changing that's going on in Warner Brothers with it's Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
You know, with Justice League and the tone and all that stuff, you know, I don't know if the vision changed for what Justice League was going to be about, because they're making it seem like, oh, you're right about Superman, you know, Lois Lane, you gotta find her, something like that. You know, that's what I understood from that, and I don't know if it changed direction now because of what's, you know, that's what they're doing. And like now we don't know if they killed the script completely and rewrote the movie. You know, maybe Darkseid was supposed to be in this film, Justice League, and then, you know, they're like, oh no, never mind, let's do Steppenwolf, and then, you know, Justice League 2 is going to be something else completely, you know, or if they scrapped Darkseid, period, you know, we don't know. So that, you know, I'm just scared about, you know, continuing the story a little bit in Justice League. Like, I hope they don't mess it up too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'm only saying. What?
I think that was the direction they were still going with anyway, because even if Flash came in and was trying to warn him about how Superman is, remember there's different multiverses. He was sleeping. It was a like kind of like a dream sequence he was having. So you never know. It could be something that in Justice League they're going to introduce. Maybe what the worlds were kind of like merging in together. And you never know. There is a version where Superman goes ape shit because he couldn't save Lois Lane, and then he was like the ruler of whatever. And then there's another version where that didn't happen. He was able to get there in time. So that's how I saw it. But I saw it clearer in this version because I can actually understand what the hell he was saying. And then, you know, the fact that he was able, Bruce Wayne was able to catch on, you know, because even in the nightmare scene, all that shit is going down. It was all kind of like what if Superman goes evil? You know, what if he was right about Superman all along?
That's what I'm saying. Those two scenes, they made it seem like he was gonna like destroy everything. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know if that was just Bruce Wayne's psyche, you know, going nuts, you know, because he's a little bit crazy in this movie.
It could have been Darkseid too, though. It could have been Darkseid too, because remember, Darkseid, you know, he can be having an influence because he has Godfrey that does influence. He can have Steppenwolf. He can have all these other characters from Apocalypse that we don't know yet. Because if you watch the animated movie Justice League War, Darkseid throws different mother boxes and key points around the world, and that's where Cyborg. He actually, you know, he gets into an accident and he becomes Cyborg because of one of those mother boxes. His dad used it. So it could be that could be where Darkseid's influencing, you know, and just adding those thoughts. You know, I mean, because how would Bruce Wayne or even Batman, you know, how would he know the Omega? How would he know parademons? He wouldn't know any of that stuff.
Yeah, something's influencing him. It's still to be seen in Justice League, you know.
That scene, the so-called nightmare scene, you guys think that was actually a nightmare? Because I don't think he actually fell asleep, man, in that scene.
The thing is, he was asleep at his desk or wherever he was back cave.
He was waiting for the files to be decrypted from Lex Luthor's.
So he actually fell asleep, man, while he was waiting for the files?
Yeah, he fell asleep.
He like nodded off. He nodded off, and then that's when it flipped over to when Flash. That's when he kind of woke up.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying, that he wouldn't. There's no indication, even like in the files, or even what Lex Luthor was bringing on, because Lex Luthor was learning all that during the movie of the Omega symbol, or anything to do with Apocalypse, or anything to do with parademons. So all those things probably would, you know, it's probably a precursor to, you know, now we got Steppenwolf, and you know all those characters, they come to Earth first, and you're always try to clear the way, or clear a path for Darkseid.
Yeah.
So, you know, you still got Godfrey, you still have Granny Goodness, you still have you know, Big Barda, you have all those characters that could show up, you know, potentially. I'm just hoping that when the way they showed Steppenwolf talking to Lex Luthor, I'm just hoping that was kind of like, you know, in Star Wars Episode 7 when they were talking to Smoke. Like, I'm hoping that's just some kind of communication device, and that's how he looks because of the communication device. And I hope they don't make him look like that for real in the next movie, because that was a real disappointing little.
With the no face, alien looking type of thing.
yeah, because you know, Steppenwolf is very defined. He's humanoid, you know. He's very defined. He's
He has
like
a beard. You know?
Like that comic book, man.
Yeah, dude, he looks like a person. He doesn't look like an alien.
That's what I thought.
Humanoid,
This guy looks like a horn figure, man.
Yeah, no,
he's the weirdest thing.
that was just too weird. That was like kind of like from freaking, I don't know, some nightmare or some horror film type of thing. Like,
yeah, it was kind of. I mean, maybe it's a suit. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, that is the shape of his head with the thing that he wears.
That's his helmet. Right.
So
yes, but
another thing I was going to mention too, man. Did you guys catch any Easter eggs with the extended cut? There was 2 Easter eggs that I saw. One was this was at the Gotham Seaport. On one of the signs, it said something like the end is nigh.
Yeah.
Remember that was on the sign that
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
What I caught was at the wheelchair guy. I think he had the Superman, famous pose with him in the car or whatever. I caught that.
And then also, this goes to also like when they mentioned when Batman was confronting Lex at the prison cell, he mentioned Arkham Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right next to that sign was Ace Chemicals in the far back. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not.
No, I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah.
That was really sweet, man.
I was just excited that he mentioned Arkham. Like when he was talking about he was insane, I was like, oh man. When he said Arkham, I was like, no way.
Did he mention that in the other version?
No.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. I went back on my phone. I have the movie on my phone, and my sister was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm going back." And just that scene alone, I mean, like it was like so many things left out of that scene.
Yeah, it made the end much better, man.
Then it goes to you got to think about it because Ben Affleck's doing the Batman movie, and they mentioned that it's gonna have something to do with Arkham. So is it gonna be?
They're trying to do the plot from Arkham Asylum, the Arkham video games. They were thinking something like that, which is cool because they just did Arkham. We just finished with Arkham Knight, and they had Jason Todd. And, they did the whole thing with Killing Joke. So I mean, Definite Family. So
yeah.
It might all tie in together.
Interesting.
Yeah, hey, another thing too I wanted to note, man, I'm a huge fan of Hans Zimmer, the composer.
Hans Zimmerman.
Or Hans Zimmer, dude.
Hans Zimmer.
His after watching these the extended, man, I love his music, man. It's like you get a good score with a movie, man. It just makes the whole experience even much better.
The sound in general, for me, like I was using my Audio Technicas, and dude, the sound in general was like crazy.
It is.
With the score, everything else was badass. Unfortunately, this is Hans Zimmer's last movie, superhero movie. So
really, I didn't know that, man.
He said he's not doing any more superhero movies. Unfortunately,
that sucks, man. You know what?
At least do Justice League.
He's doing Justice League.
No, I said he should at least just do Justice League. Right. If he's gonna end on a movie, Justice League would be the movie to end with.
I know, right?
I know. Sucks.
Hey, I'm a huge fan of the music piece whenever Wonder Woman comes into the picture.
Yeah.
Dude, that whole.
Well, I gotta say, I wasn't really a fan of when she in the theatrical version. I mean, she was cool and everything, but I wasn't really like it didn't really. I don't know. I just didn't. I wasn't like, oh wow, 100%. But this one, I don't know what it was. They just did something. I don't know what it is. But I was like, damn, this bitch is fucking hot today, yo.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was. But I even noticed the uniform a little bit more. Like the red and the blue. Like I don't know what changed.
It's funny because
when I saw her theatrical version, she was still hot, man. I don't know what you were looking at.
Yeah, I agree with the lyrics.
I don't think she's hot. I'm saying as Wonder Woman, I wasn't really impressed with her as Wonder Woman because. But this movie, I don't know what it is. And I think they added more fight scenes with her in Doomsday because she was kicking some ass, bro. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Hey, and also, dude, like the end, the battle with Doomsday at the end, dude, that to me that still was fun to watch, man. I still think Batman should have kicked a little bit more ass, just like the first time in the theater.
He couldn't, dog. How are you gonna go against that and you're a human? There's no way. She's made by Zeus,
hey,
bro. So
I like it how he's like way back there, man, kind of hiding in a way.
He can't. What the hell's he gonna do? Every time you notice all he was doing was bobbing and weaving.
He's like covering himself. Like I'm like, what the hell's he doing? If he's gonna shoot like a damn laser or a heat vision, his hands not gonna do shit. And he doesn't have the armor on either. So what the fuck?
Hey, he should have been flying with the bat wing, man, all around him, man.
Well, he was trying to get back to the spear, bro, to take him out. You know, honestly, there was nothing he could do, bro. You know.
Yeah, I know.
But even Batman scenes in the movie though, like the cops, how they actually showed when they were responding to to that house that he ended up going to.
Yeah.
I was like, even then they had nothing really to do like major with the movie. Even that part had me like, oh, that made more sense. Them showing up and why they showed up and why the whole scene's so set up. But I don't know if you noticed the two football teams was Gotham versus Metropolis.
Yeah, that was
cool. They were
cool.
talking shit to each other. They're like, oh, these guys are always fighting.
But I like how they put the colors in there and everything. The black and gold. Yeah. That was cool as shit.
That was pretty cool, man. So overall, though, you guys definitely think this one should have been the version that should have ended up in the theaters, right?
Most definitely.
If people were patient enough, yes.
You know what's crazy?
It was so entertaining. 3 hours would have gone like. We were watching it here, and 3 hours went by fast. I didn't even feel like it was 3 hours. So
dude, this is how the meeting went with the editor for the theatrical version. They probably sat down and said, "Hey, man, I think we need to take out the mention of Arkham Asylum at the end. Yeah, just remove that."
It's like, forget the fans, forget the people who know what the hell that means.
Yeah, but you actually find out that the camera guy was Jimmy Olsen in this one.
Right.
Whose decision was to kill him?
I thought he was Jimmy Olsen because I read about it, but no one never mentioned that was Jimmy Olsen. Now this one actually, he had a whole thing in there.
He introduced himself as Jimmy Olsen. You know what I'm saying? But then when you see him getting killed, you're like, yes. Oh no, you know what? I don't know.
I don't think so.
But regardless, why would you kill like one of Superman's best friends like in this movie?
The thing is, in this version, he was a CIA agent. He wasn't part of the Daily Planet. Like
whoever's idea that was, they should be shot because that doesn't make any sense.
You know what? Here's my thoughts though on like deleted scenes, right? I know you guys. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I buy a Blu-ray, if it's a movie that I enjoyed, I'll check out the deleted scenes. And 9 out of 10 on some of these scenes, I can't think of what movie off the top of my head, but I'll be like, you know what? That scene wouldn't have added anything to the movie. And in this case, all these scenes that were the extended cut or whatever, they should have never been cut, man. They should have just stayed. What's 30 more minutes, Overall, though, I enjoyed it much better, man.
But I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Do you guys feel that it really should have been rated R? Because I didn't see the only thing I noticed different in this version versus the other one was they used the word "fuck" a couple times, and then Ben Affleck was kind of like almost naked in the shower scene or whatever. That I could see that why they made it rated R. But I don't really see rated R. Like
what's more rated R, this or Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, Deadpool is rated R. Yeah. That's what I was like, okay, I don't understand. I mean, he beat the shit out of a lot of people. He branded them. He did whatever, but I mean,
it wasn't that serious.
Yeah, hey,
I don't see
of the branding real quick, man. I thought it was kind of cool how the branding was. It showed that one guy get killed in prison, man.
Yeah, they never showed him again. All they did was show him in the newspaper, and that was it. You never knew anything about him. And even though he's not like a main character or whatever, I was happy to see that they actually showed that something happened to him at the end. He ended up in Metropolis because if they would have taken him to the other prison, he would have been killed or whatever.
Wasn't that a part of Lex's setup so he could be like, Batman's branding them so they could get killed in prison, which wasn't the case.
That wasn't the case. Right. Well, the whole thing was he was trying to manipulate the entire situation to have those two heroes go at it, and so that way he could be, right at the end, he's like, okay, I was right. This guy's too dangerous. This guy's whatever. Let me take over or whatever. This and that, like Lex Luthor always does.
Yeah, it just made more sense in the extended than the.
That's why I'm telling you, even if it was like, because you do these half-hour cuts or whatever, and you have like 2 minutes here to that one scene, you have like 10 minutes to the other scene, or you're introducing, maybe 20 minutes of this or whatever, and just those 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there, or just an extra couple of lines that they cut out. it flowed through the entire movie. It just made more sense.
Yeah.
Even if they, like the cop scene, they were taking out the cop scene. They were taking out, a little bit of whatever, the Africa scene or with Jimmy Olsen, whatever, but just would have left those key scenes with Batman and Lex Luthor, whatever, with a prisoner and stuff like that. That would have made the movie. I mean, it just would have flowed a lot better.
I got one for you that doesn't make any sense. How does Lois Lane know to go back for the spear? How does she know that thing is from, is Kryptonian or whatever?
She dropped it into the water, though.
No. How does she know that?
Oh,
that thing,
yeah.
She does it, and it's like, she becomes psychic all of a sudden, and she goes back for it. I'm like, huh?
Batman knows. I'm just curious now, because even with the original movie, I'm just curious how they're going to explain Superman if he does come back to life. Not Superman, Clark Kent, because they did the whole funeral for Clark Kent, and they showed his body or whatever, but they never showed his face. If you notice in the movie, they only show his body, kind of his hand. They never show his face.
See, those are two. That's another thing I'm thinking about. How they're gonna make that make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Explain it, man. The dirt moved, so he's. I don't know, man. You know what? If I think I don't know how they're gonna explain it, but I'll tell you this, man. If I was Superman, after that scar Batman gave me, I'd be pissed, man.
That's gonna heal, dude. My thing is this.
That healed already, though. Remember, when he went up to space and the sun hit him, he was already healed.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
he was like a zombie after that nuclear attack. Then the sun came.
I have a feeling that they're gonna jack his body, and somehow that's how he comes back. Like somebody takes it, maybe, because that's how he comes back.
Remember, in the Death of Superman, he's really still technically alive. He just had he was very, very faint, and then he came out and was trying to gather more sunlight. So So this is what happens. Maybe it'll be the long hair Superman now.
No, that's why he has a suit.
The black suit.
Yeah.
Right.
But I know this is going to be future, but just to throw this one in there, if you saw the picture of Justice League, the one they released, he doesn't have the long hair, and he's in the old suit.
Well, but if you look at that photo is still the old one from Dawn of Justice when they were all three together. That could be just because if you look at the trailer, they don't even mention Superman
at all.
So it could be just something that just how these things they speculating or whatever.
B, they haven't shot his scenes yet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like they probably just how these posters people make up. They just add old shit to them. So
but this is official for Warner Brothers. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's pretty much for Batman vs Superman. Before we move on to the next one, so I'm gonna give away a Batman vs Superman Extended Edition Blu-ray to all our viewers and listeners. All you got to do is 1, subscribe to our channel, and 2, just leave a comment about this show or about the movie. What do you think about the Extended Edition? And depending on how many people comment, I'll do a drawing, and I'll contact the winner so you can win a free Blu-ray. All right. Next topic, Ghostbusters.
If it's still
right?
Go ahead, Robert.
All right. Hey, Goodell, I'll go ahead and let you start, man. I saw Ghostbusters today with my daughter, man.
I'm gonna tell you, for all the fighting and for all the Nelson not wanting to watch this movie. I really wish Nelson would have seen the movie.
I wanted to watch it. I just didn't have time to watch it.
You had like a week to watch.
Dude, honestly, I looked for it.
I was on the same bandwagon. I was like, I do not want to see this movie.
Rip him off, because I'm gonna rip him off after your review, bro. Go ahead and rip him off.
Yeah. I was the same. Like, I'm not gonna watch this movie. I don't want to see this movie. I can't believe they remade this movie. Right. Now they put females, not because they're females, but it was just like, oh, they're gonna take away. And then my sister really wanted to see it, so I was like, you know what, whatever. We're gonna do a review about it. Let's go see it. And like I've said before, I was pleasantly surprised at how well I actually did like this movie. And what I liked about it was they really did a good job of making it a standalone film. They didn't do like a complete reboot or a complete remake. They have the original Ghostbusters on there. The original cast members are on there. That was cool. The little cameos. And I gotta say, Chris Hemsworth really was funny as hell in this movie. Like, he was just playing such a dumbass in this movie. He actually surprised me that he could do more comedy films But the girls, the way they did. Now, the only thing I thought was kind of dry in the plot line was kind of like when the how the story was taking place with the villain. But other than that, when I mean, I really did enjoy the movie. I'll give it like a solid 8. The graphics were great. You know, the music was great, and I really and the graphics too. The ghosts, you really seemed like real ghosts in this one. And, you know, and there were scenes that were kind of like that would pop up at you. Like I wish I would have seen it kind of in 3D, but I only saw it in the regular. And I actually, like I said, you know, they did give its nods to the original, but they didn't copy the original. They actually had their own plot. They actually had their own film. It was really good. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with the film.
I have a question. Did they did the original exist?
No. This was a complete different film. A completely different film. When I say a nod to the original, like the firehouse was there. Instead of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like the real Stay Puft Marshmallow, it was an air balloon. You know, Slimer was there. I think Slimer was like the only original thing that was from, but it was its own. But they had like little cameos and little Easter eggs from the original film. But this was a completely different movie. You know, even Kevin Smith, when I was listening to his podcast, that's the one thing he said. He wished it was in the same universe, the same type of universe of the original. But it was its own standalone film. Like they didn't, you know. And like I said, everybody from the original cast was there. Well,
I will tell you this, Goodell and Nelson. So I was in the same boat. I think I initially said that I wasn't going to go see it, and my daughter wanted to go see it, right? And I said, you know what? Just like you, Goodell, I said, what the heck? Let's go check it out. So first of all, both of you guys will understand my next line. First of all, I ain't afraid of no ghost, right? And then my second line is, you're going to get it, Goodell. If one of you guys ever get possessed by a ghost, you know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to slap the shit out of you guys. The way, what's her name, slapped, what's her name, Leslie Jones, I think?
Slapped Melissa McCarthy, yeah.
I was cracking up. But, overall, I'll tell you this, man. I actually went in with this movie with an open mind. I didn't even think about, you know what, let me compare to the original Ghostbusters or whatever. And I'm not going to lie to you, dude, I was in the movies, and I was watching it with my daughter, and I was actually surprised that I actually enjoyed it. It was actually entertaining. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Overall, man, the movie was actually really good. I'm like you, dude. I give it about an 8. I know a lot of people are saying, from people that I've talked to, they said the movie sucked, but according to Rotten, is doing pretty good. I think 73 is the last time I checked. Right. The cast I thought was pretty good. There were some parts that were kind of like cheesy, but for the most part, I thought it was really funny. I think I agree with you, Goodell, that Chris Hemsworth, he actually did pretty good, being clumsy. Yeah, dude, there was many parts that I was just cracking up. The stuff he was saying, the stuff.
Like with the telephone being like, "Oh, I can't answer it to the aquarium." I was like, "No, that's the one in front of you, dummy."
But yeah, overall, man, I actually enjoyed it, man. I thought the action was pretty good. The end with all the ghosts and everything was really good as well. The one character I did like, man, was what's that chick's name? The one with the glasses, Kate something. The main actress, I can't remember her name, and she's the one that does the
equipment and stuff. Yeah.
I thought she was pretty funny, man. I liked her.
She was funny. Yeah, I liked her a lot.
Yeah, I did like how they had the original cast and some roles in the movie, the original Ghostbusters. But yeah, man. Overall, I enjoyed it, man. You missed out on a great movie there, Nelson.
Even the character that played.
It's not for the lack of trying, Illyrio.
I know, man.
Yeah. No, but I honestly, I think you would have enjoyed it, Nelson. Like even because Illyrio's absolutely right. You go in there with an open mind. Don't try to compare it to the original. It's its own film. You know, Of course, we love the original. I used to watch. I love the original part 1 and 2 and the animated series. That was my childhood. And I was like, I don't want to see this one because it's gonna mess up. And I was like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I couldn't believe how the graphics. I mean, even my sister and I walked out. I was like, damn, can you believe that fight scene they did? Like, you never saw really fight scenes in the original. I mean, they did like the whole slow motion. I mean, it was great. I mean, like I said, the only I saw that was kind of dry and plot points was with the villain. He wasn't really like that, like I remember Zool and everybody from the original. They seem more menacing. They seem more scary. This guy was like a nerd. They just like say fuck the world. Nobody likes me. I was like, but no, I was pleasantly surprised. I really did like I like the graphics, and I probably will end up getting the DVD, the Blu-ray.
Dude, what's funny, man? There was two parts that were pretty funny. One was watching my daughter. Remember the beginning when the door kind of opens and then you see the ghost come out?
Yeah.
Dude, my daughter was closing her eyes and she was all scared.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. Like those, you never really got those. It was like kind of surprising because I was watching that. I was like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden, like the face changes, and I'm like, oh shit, that bitch got me.
The other scene I liked too was when Jillian Holtzman, the chick that did the equipment and stuff. At the end, remember when she had those two weapons or guns come out of her?
Right. Yeah, I forgot these. Yeah.
Dude, she licks the guns.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm saying that whole fight scene because you see them all coming up and like it was like, oh shit. And also you see him like slow motion grabbing them and just like fucking decimating everybody. Like damn.
When that scene came out, my daughter said to me, "Yeah."
Well, the movie's not doing too bad because I think opening weekend was already at $3 million. So they're getting a sequel. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, and justifiably so. Like, honestly, that movie was really great. Like I said, I give it an 8 only because, like, the plot line itself was kind of dry, but it was really comedic. Like, you have these girls, they're comedians.
Yeah.
They did such a great job to carry the movie, but just to have Chris Hemsworth, who's always like an action star type of guy, he's Thor. You see him like in those serious roles. Sometimes he has a little comic, but that guy, he played, like the eye candy of the whole place and everything. Oh, you know what, Nelson? The guy from Deadpool was there too. The cab driver.
Oh, the Indian dude.
Yeah. So he was a delivery guy, and even him. He's always funny whenever movie he's in. So he starts talking shit through the movie too. I mean, it was great. Dude. They had such a lot of comedians in there, like cameos. A lot of comedians, the original cast. Bill Murray did a great job. And then Bill Murray did a great job, and all these other guys did awesome. So it was cool. I did enjoy it.
It's just funny how much hate a movie could get. Like, you haven't even seen it, and it's like you're already hating on it. And don't get me wrong, there's been bad remakes. I was reading it
on Facebook. Yeah. A lot of comments were like, "I'm not watching this movie. They can't believe they did that." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you haven't even seen it. How are you gonna hate on something?
Yeah, but that's in the state that we're in right now, dude. Like, I was watching people's comment or reading people's comment for the Justice League trailer, and some people are loving it, and some people are like, "Oh, this is garbage." It's like, dude, give it a chance.
And it's like you said, it though, because I had posted on Facebook that I was going to check it out, and one of my friends posted, "Man, I heard that movie sucks."
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He heard it sucks. Like from who? From somebody who loves the original? Yeah. I mean, you have to remember these movies these movies now. They're appearing for a new generation. Like what we thought was awesome when we were kids. Now they're going to have that same chance that this is their version of Ghostbusters 10, 20 years from now. They're going to be like, oh. You never know, they may make another one, but like Justice League, we got touching about Justice League the trailer. I wasn't really impressed with the trailer for Justice League. I felt Wonder Woman was awesome, but then Wonder Woman's wrapped up already. They're already doing the editing and everything. They already got the final product coming on its way. Justice League is just like in the middle, and I think for me, Justice League was the music in the background. I just think the music was killing it for me in the background.
Oh really? I wasn't paying attention to that. I thought it was good for what they showed,
killing it for me. But this movie, what I liked about it, I hate some of these remakes. They try to remake the original, and this one was like its own movie. It was its own universe, it was its own thing. It did have its nods to the original out of respect, Yeah. It was like the ghost house, firehouse. They couldn't afford it. It was like $22,000 a month or some shit for the rent. So they had to go to the second floor of a Chinese restaurant, and that's where their base of operations is. So
you know what else was funny, man? Remember the wonton?
The one, yeah. She kept getting just like all water, just little water. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just thought it was awesome. Like they really came from like nothing. Like they were all like in different, I like the when they got kicked out of school, for their ideas or whatever.
But you know what though? It's like any movie, man. At the end of the day, were you entertained?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I liked it. I even stayed for it because they even have like little cuts at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that was
funny. Sigourney Weaver was in the movie too.
Yep.
At the end, I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So everybody was there, man. It was nice. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a family movie. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
I thought my sister dragged me to it. I wasn't gonna go see it. My sister was the one like, I want to see it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not into it. And she's like, she came home one day with Ghostbusters T-shirts and everything, and I was like, oh god. And I was like, okay, so fuck it, we went to go see it. No, I was surprised. I really was. I really did enjoy it.
All right, man. So that's an 8 for me and an 8 for you, Goodell. All right.
Yeah, 0 for me.
And 0 for me.
Nelson's review is incomplete. It's incomplete.
I'll see it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it if you guys like it.
At the beginning of the call, man, or the beginning of the review, Nelson.
If you
ever get that, like,
answer the call.
You, man.
What happened? I couldn't hear that.
The whole tagline for the movie is "Answer the call."
No, hey Goodell, I said that if Nelson ever gets possessed by a ghost, we're gonna slap the shit out of him, man.
Oh yeah, that was funny though. See, that's what I'm saying. That was something different. They had ghost possession. They had like actual ghosts that looked like people. I mean, the 1984 they didn't have people, but.
All right, guys. So that's it for movies. Moving on to video games. So they announced the classic Nintendo NES console coming out in the fall of 2016. I believe it comes out November 11th. The retail price is $59.96. It's going to have an HDMI port with 30-something games. A miniature version of the original NES system. You guys going to pick it up, man? What do you guys?
I'm definitely picking it up.
Yeah.
I already have it on the email reminder for Amazon.
Yeah, same here. I had the original one, but I don't know what happened to it. Either my mom sold it or I don't know where it went. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up, man. I'm looking forward to actually playing those old school games with my kids, man.
I hope.
I still have my original.
Man,
that's you, man.
I hope this opens up the doors for maybe another one from them, like the Super NES and the N64. It would be cool just to have a miniature version of the best games of those.
Yeah, you're right. If it does well, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, man.
Well, they did the ones for the Atari. I bought one for Richard for Christmas a few years back. They had started with all the old school Atari games, so I'm glad they're doing it with Nintendo now.
You know what, man? I know the picture. It shows a person holding it on their hand, but I didn't realize how small it was until I saw a picture of the original NES alongside with this one. Yeah. Dude, that thing is really small.
It could fit in your pocket. It's the size of the controller.
Dude, that is insane, man. So, hey, what do you guys think about the games, man? It's 30+ games or 30 games or whatever.
Games.
So it has like Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Well, it's just
without Mike Tyson.
Not Mike Tyson.
Castlevania 2, Double Dragon, Final Fantasy, Galaga. That's a pretty good selection, man.
Yeah,
they even got Mega Man 2. They're gonna have Mega Man 2, Zelda 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the list is pretty good.
Super Ghouls and Super Ghouls and Goblins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As long as they didn't stick ET in there, I think we're good.
They got Tecmo Bowl. I can't believe they have Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, Goodell. So you have the original one. The original one, are the ports of the controllers the same, or are they different?
For the controller?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No, yeah, I think they're the same. They're the same.
Oh, they are?
Wow. The controllers are only like $10.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie though, that controller was kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, now compared to what we're playing with now, yeah. But remember back in then, pushing that B and that A or whatever.
Hey, imagine playing that controller with Destiny, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I just like the fact that it works with HDMI ports now.
Yeah. So that comes out November 11th, man, this fall for $59.99.
I hope all the codes work. Like,
You
to the
think?
games?
Yeah.
I
You think
hope.
it'll work?
I hope.
Maybe.
That's a part of it. It's just the same ROM. It's just on, on a different system.
I wish they would have Ransom City and some of these other old school games that I used to play.
Atari Warriors.
Skater Die and stuff like that.
Skater Die.
You know what would have been tight, man? If they had a slot for you to actually put in games that you owned, man.
Well, that's what my cousin was saying. Cause my cousin, the thing is, for me, I was looking for some of these games that are on that list. I was actually looking for them, and they want like $20, $25. So this one makes more sense for me to buy, $60, and I get all those games, and a lot of them I was looking for anyway.
Right.
But my cousin was saying the same thing. He was looking for his original, and he can't find it, or it was messed up. And so I told him about this as an option. He's like, "Oh, but I have games. I want to play these games that I have."
Right.
They don't have all the.
More. I think this is more for this nostalgia, and then the people that that are like, "Oh, I never got a chance to play that."
Yeah.
So,
yeah, or they rented it. Yeah, they rented it, or they couldn't. Oh, like Star Tropics. Star Tropics was a hard game for me.
That was
and
a hard
I love
game,
that
dude.
game.
Hard ass game.
Yeah, I love that game. So now that I see, I was like, oh, I can't wait to play that. Mario 1, 2, and 3. Of course, those were.
Yeah, that's what got my wife
three.
hooked, or on board the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I mean,
I have those 3 still. I have Zelda 2. I don't have Zelda 1, which I was looking for Zelda 1 at Comic-Con and or SuperCon, and they wanted like $25 or $30 for it. I don't even think I paid that much for the when I was a kid.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Star Tropics did bring back bad memories of me throwing that freaking controller across the room.
Yeah, that game was hard, man.
That was a frustrating ass game, dude.
Those yo-yo trying to kill me.
Frustrating ass game.
Yeah. I wish they had Goonies 2 on there though, because I have Goonies 2 on. I still have the cartridge, but that game was hard. But the thing is, with my Nintendo still does that whole resetting itself type of thing. So that's what I liked about this one too.
You still have it connected to a TV and all?
Yeah. I have a TV in an extra room that has all my Nintendos hooked up to that one TV. I have them all in one thing.
Like I said, I just hope they do Super NES and 64. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Well, I thought there was this one thing they have where it's like 5 ports, and they have one for the Super Nintendo, 64, and I think Genesis also. They have one. It's like one. I think it was like $70 or $80, where you have and all you gotta do is it's a little dial that you switch to which system you want to do, and you play if you have the cartridges, you can play the game.
Yeah, I saw that. I think Sega Genesis has one like that, right?
Yeah, well, this one actually plays Sega games and Nintendo games. It's like something 5 or 4, and I think GameStop and stuff like that were selling it, or Amazon. I can't remember right now.
I just want to play GoldenEye, bro.
Dude, GoldenEye was a shit, man.
Yeah. I'm still looking for it, where I'm not paying $35 for it.
Hey, you guys remember when GoldenEye came out and you started playing it for the first time and you saw the graphics and you're like, oh, this is a shit.
Yeah,
this
dude.
is awesome.
I was impressed.
Polygons and stuff like that.
Hey, polygon elbow, polygon arms.
It was like, this is awesome. I used to shoot the little doctors and stuff like in their ass and shit. It was like, and they would come after me.
That game took skill, man. It wasn't an easy game.
I unlocked everything in the game. I remember I even got the golden gun, and I started doing all things I timed and everything. The paint gun and everything.
And the original Perfect Dark were the shit, man.
Perfect
Dark's another hard-ass game.
Yeah. I remember Perfect
Couldn't
Dark.
pass the first stage.
Yeah.
That shit was hard. No, I put some hours in that game, too.
It's like, let's make a game that people are going to hate.
Yeah. Yeah, and they remade GoldenEye, too, though.
Yeah.
All right, so the next topic is Pokemon Go. So I know, Goodell, I saw your picture, man. How many Pokemon have you caught so far, man?
I had about like 20, 25, but there were a lot of repeats.
Yeah.
And that's when I started transferring them all and just started collecting the candy and building up my people. Now I'm down to like 11 original Pokemon, and then I evolved a few of them.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was talking shit about the Pokemon players.
Yeah, you were talking a lot of shit.
But But you know what? My daughter, she actually has some of the cards, and you know, she told me about it. She's like, can I install it on your phone? I'm like, all right, sure, let's check it out. And then at my lunch break, I'll pick up a few for her. But
and then he got hooked, and then he became one of those people running across the street grabbing Pokemon.
No.
Yeah, that was me. I did like a U-turn one day in the middle of the street, just trying to catch a freaking Weedle.
Hey, don't die, don't fall in the water, man.
No, my sister was like, what the fuck, are you crazy? You know, I was like, no, it's just on an execute. I gotta get him.
No, hey, what's funny is like I'll tell my daughter when we go out to the store or I gotta go somewhere, you can try and catch him while I'm driving, right?
Yeah.
And before I told her that, she said we were watching TV and she said, "Hey, Dad, you want to go catch some Pokemon?" I'm like, "Sure, let's go outside in the backyard." She says, "No, let's drive to another place." I'm like, "No."
No.
I'm not wasting gas.
I did it yesterday, bro. We went to dinner and I ended up going to some Pokestops. I ran out of eggs, so I needed to grab some eggs, bro.
I ran out of eggs.
That's what I need to do. I need to go more Pokestops around me. But my captain, he saw me playing it at work, like I was already off. And he's like, "Oh, I can't believe you're playing that, this and that." I was like, "Hey, listen to me. I barely drink anymore. And I don't smoke cigarettes." I go, "This is the only vice that I have right now." And he's like, "All right." Then the next day, I see him driving in the cart, and he's like, "Dude, I got like 30 Pokemon already." He started collecting, and now he has like over 300.
Damn.
And he goes to like FIU. He's like, FIU, man. You gotta go to FIU. That's where they're at. That's where all these Pokemon are at, or whatever. I'm like, all right, man. Good luck to you. He's hooked. Yeah.
I was at
Publix. This weekend, I don't know if you saw in Hollywood now, and even in Miami, they have a Pokemon Go bar crawl going on right now until 4 a.m.
It's ridiculous. People are like, "It's gonna go away." It's not gonna go away, dude. We're gonna be in this for like a year.
Yeah.
No, you know what I think. You know what I think though. First of all, you know, I know I had mentioned it in the chat, man. Dude, Nintendo's stock went up. I wish I would have bought stock before this app came out.
I know, man.
Dude, it's crazy. And then I'll tell you this though. With this app, I got a feeling that this is just the beginning of games like this. I mean, I've been trying to think like what other game could they make that would use something similar to this, right? But
I have a prediction for that actually.
How you do?
The
So
NX.
like I'm thinking
NX.
there's some games coming out, dude, that it's gonna be something similar to what this game is all about. You know?
No, man. The Nintendo NX. They haven't announced anything. So what if you could go and like play the game on your phone, but then like upload it to the system itself? You know what I'm saying? And then play a broader game. You know?
Yeah, they did it with the Game Boy. The Game Boy, you could collect all your Pokemon and actually upload it onto the Super Game Boy and play. You could play on your system on N64 or in the GameCube. You were able to do all that. Oh, when Pokemon Stadium came out, was it Stadium or Coliseum? I think it was Stadium. You actually all the Pokemon you played on your original games, you can actually upload it to that game. So they might do the same thing. You never know.
I think they're gonna integrate something with mobile, and that's why they didn't do anything in E3 or they didn't show anything on E3 because they know people are gonna bite it. I mean, look, I think the Pokemon thing was like a precursor to what they're trying to do. They're trying to have people play outside, play out in the world, but then bring it back in their house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be something like that.
I just wish people would be more responsible.
Well, yeah.
Even me, I drive and I'm playing or whatever, but I'm like, okay, that I could have done. When my sister and I were in the car, I was like, yeah, that was kind of dumb of me. I should have been more responsible. But I mean, there's some people out there that they just took this shit to them. There was a guy that I read about that he quit his job to do this full time.
No, are you serious? Wow.
Yeah. He quit his job to just be a Pokemon trainer full time. There's like 2 or 3 people that they've been reported that they just where they were looking for Pokemon, they found dead bodies.
Yeah.
Little girl got hit by a car. There's people who've gotten robbed because they know where Pokestops are, and it's like could be like under a bridge or somewhere really remote, and they're just waiting for you to show up so they can freaking rob you.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's nuts. But yet, $9 billion the company has gone up already.
Just be careful.
Yeah, and people aren't always doing the Pokestops for the balls. They're actually paying for that shit. So, Nintendo's racking it right now, and that's good, man, because they were dying. I think the Wii U's not doing that good. So
Yeah.
Every time they're on their last leg, they come up with some shit.
crazy shit.
And it's
everybody
just
buys
one
it.
thing. It's not like a series of things. It's just one thing that makes them money, and all of a sudden, you know, they build off that, you know.
Yeah.
So and this is not even their system. This is not even a game. This is not even like, you know,
It's
distributed.
licensed. It's their license, right?
It's a mobile app, and look what happened, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next month. Hopefully they finally announce the NX and we get to see something. You know, I hope they do well. You know.
Yeah. All right, guys. You guys good, man? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Again, to all the listeners and viewers, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment so you can win this Blu-ray Superman or Batman vs. Superman Extended Edition. Thank you all for watching and listening, and y'all have a good one. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Alira, what are you doing, bro? You waited. You're gonna.
Hey, I should have had this on when I was talking about Captain America.
Yeah, you should have. What other toys you have back there, bro? What other props you gonna bust out?
I don't know, man. I'll think about it next time.
All right.
Bust out my Boba Fett costume.